Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama Madhava Prabhupada ki, Kishi Panchatattva ki, Kishi Radha ki, Bhagavad Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Go Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Grand Guru, glories to Sri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gordani Vishnavi Name Gracious Name Astishari Shitardi. Give some fruit to egg. Very ripe. You got the right fruit? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 21. Which verse are we on? Know the verse number?
18.
Pardon?
18.
The marker's on, yeah, okay, could be 18. Ten, 21, 18. Please repeat. Antayam Adrir Abala Oh Haridasavayo Yad Ramakrishna Charana Sparasha Pramodaha Manam Vinoti Saha Go Ganayos Tayor Yat Taniya Suyavasa Andara Kandamulai Antayamadrir Avala Haridasavayo Yad Ramakrishna Charanas Parasha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayoya Aya Suyavasa Kandara Kandamulai. Although the Sanskrit verse may not be so very well known, but there is one line here which is extremely well known, one couplet, Hari Dasavarya. You'll see in the purple white. Antaya Matre Rabada Hari Dasavaryo. Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramodaha. Manam Tanoti Sahako Ganayastrayoyat. Vasakandara Kandamulai Antaya Madhya Balaharidasa Vayo Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramoda Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayasthayoya Ani Yasuya Vasakandara Kandamulai Antaya Madre Abalaharita Savaryo Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramoda Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayasthayoya Ani Yasuya Vasakandara Kandamulai
Antayam Adra Abala Haridasa Baryo Yad Rama Krishna Charana Sparasa Pramudaha Manam Tanuti Sahago Ganayastayoryad Paniya Suyabasa Kandara Kandamulai Antaya Adira Bala Haridasa Baryo Rama Krishna Charana Sparasa Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganasyos Dayorya Iya Suryavasa Chandala Kandamulai Antaya Madhya Balaharita Savaryo Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramoda Manam Tanuti Sahanto Ganayastayorya Aniya Soya Masa Kandara Kandamulai Antaya Madhya Balaharidasa Varyo Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramodaha Manam Tanuti Sahago Ganayastayorya Ani Surya Vasakandara Kandamulai
Antaya Madhya Balaharidasa Varyo Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramoda Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayasthayorya Paniya Suyabasa Kandara Kandamulai
Anyone else like to chant? All at once.
Antayam Ader Abala Haridasa Varyo
Antayam
Ader Abala Haridasa Varyo
Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasakra Muda
Jagrama Krishna Chandana Satya Prabhuda
Manam Taroti Sahabhutana Shustayorya
Manam Tanoti Sago Ganayosayoya
Paniya Suyavasa Kandaro Kandamulai
Paniya Suyavasa Kandamulai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Give me a sec. One, two. Anta. Oh, I am this. Adrihi hill. Abalaha. Oh friend. Abhidashyavayaha. These three words are very famous. Huh? The best among the servants of the Lord. Yat. Because Ramakrishna Charana of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and Balaram. Barasha by the touch. Pramoda jubilant. Manam respect. Tanoti offers. It's on the board, is it?
Yes.
Saha with. Go Gunayoho. The cows, calves, and cowherd boys. Tayoho. To them. Shri Krishna Balaram. Yat. Because. Paniya. With drinking water. Suyavasa. Very soft grass. Kundara. Caves. Kandamulaihi. And edible roots. Translation and purport. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best. Oh my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balaram, along with their calves, cows, and cowherd friends, with all kinds of necessities. Water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way the hill offers respects to the Lord, being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. Govardhan hill appears very jubilant. Report. This translation is quoted from Srila Prabhupada Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 1834. I think I'll have time just to quickly look up that verse, but if someone has a mobile computer or something with them, just quickly look that verse up. Let's see if there's any purport. Continuation of the purport here. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the opulence of Govardhan hill as follows. Paniya refers to the fragrant, cool water from the Govardhan waterfalls. You don't see this now. Sometimes in the rainy season, you'll see some that's the manifestation of some of these eternal features of Govardhan, some of this eternal service which Govardhan renders, but hardly seen nowadays. As you may know, Govardhan hill, due to the curse of Pulasya Muni, is gradually disappearing from external sight. A mustard seed, height of a mustard seed every year. Huh? Every year, every day. Every day. The height of a mustard seed or size of a mustard seed, something like that. Every day it's diminishing in size. And now it's not very tall. By general standards, Govardhan hill is hardly considered a hill. Its maximum height is only about 70 foot high. Not very high. In practice, that's not considered a hill by Western standards. But it is a hill, it's very long, like 10 kilometers long, 22 kilometers around, something like that. And very, beyond mundane definition, beyond any measurement from a materialist who's like Dom. You cannot really measure the Dom. We give some relative figures for the sake of, you could say, geographical purpose or our own travel purposes. And we need some kind of reference point, directions, so we can go here and there. But hardly speaking, as we know, the whole Dham, Goloka Dham, even the Dham when it manifests in this world, is immeasurable. It's immeasurable. Material measure. Only Maya can be measured up to a point. The spiritual realm is immeasurable. Govardhan Hill is immeasurable. What can we see? We can hardly see anything with these material eyes. Only that which the Lord or the Lord's devotees care to reveal may be so-called seen by us. I have been to I've been to Varshan. It was only 25 kilometers away from Vrindavan. Very close. I've been to Vrindavan. It was only 100 kilometers from Delhi. And only 30 from Agra. Not very far away. I have gone to Radhakund. It is, 40 meters by 40 meters. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. I have bathed in Radhakund. I have circumambulated Govardhan Hill. We may say like this, and in one sense you can say, okay, at least it reminds us of Braj, and it reminds us of Govardhan and Radhakund and the pastimes of Krishna therein. But what we really experience, what we've really been, where we've been, etc., that will depend on our consciousness. It's not anyone can go to Vrindavan, even the tax collectors go, the Muslims also went there. Mundane persons go there. But they don't, it's like the Baba gives the example of the moon, huh? They've gone to the moon. They flew to the moon. But they never really, even if they appeared to have gone to what appears to us to be the moon, they didn't really enter the moon. They haven't got the eligibility to enter in. I wrote his book. What to speak of the mundane world, what to speak of the spiritual world. They can't even enter the moon. What to speak of Goloka Vrindavan or even Goloka Vrindavan. No, even Kamsa, he didn't really enter into Vrindavan. It was all on the surface, on the external plane. His pastimes were seen, taking part. They didn't really enter in. Or the demons who he sent. Not never went anyway. The demons also only really on the surface. They've not got the eligibility to enter in to the Dham. Dham is absolutely transcendental. One has to be totally pure to enter into the Dham in reality. By the grace of pure devotees, we may get the chance to see or to have a glimpse of that Dham, or to understand a little bit about that Dham, to become purified by their grace. They have the eligibility to take us in. Just like it is a very, very important person. You can't just walk into their office. You have to, somebody who's very close to them, they can take you in. But you can't just walk in. It's not like that. Even if you do, you'll be probably escorted out again. You won't necessarily have the real opportunity, the real association. So by the grace of pure devotees, this is made available. Anyone who does, even whatever's manifest within mundane vision, even that is purifying, and anyone who comes in contact with that, knowingly or unknowingly, at least is the beginning or the stage of their advancement in Krishna consciousness. Just like when a devotee or no person sees the Harinam party, they have no appreciation sometimes, no understanding, same with the book. But it's that they get great benefits. They may not have transcendental realization or transcendental, let's say, vision of any kind, but they get great benefit. It's the beginning of that process of coming to that platform, all being eligible, as you know, to the eligibility to mention the spiritual world ultimately is the mercy of the Vaishnava, the mercy of Radharani, and all the devotees. Ultimately, Krishna's mercy. Maybe the eligibility to enter into the actual Dham. They may not have come to that point, but the beginning stages are there. So I'll read the rest of the translation. Paniya refers to the fragrant cool water from the Govardhan waterfalls, which Krishna and Balaram drink and use to wash their feet and mouths. Just like the devotees, they are preparing various ingredients, various preparations for the Lord's pleasure. The Abhishek, they're preparing nice fragrant waters and other ingredients to bathe the Lord. Why? For his pleasure. Govardhan Hill is the personification of this principle. Everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Govardhan wants to provide all the things that Krishna likes. That's why Haridasa Vaya, the greatest devotee. We'll talk more about that in a minute. It's an interesting topic. But this principle showing what devotional service means. It means that whatever we got, we may not be able to, obviously, we're not Govardhan Hill. We're not able to provide that exactly, although we can take ingredients and provide it from other sources. But we have our own talents, we have our own abilities, we have our own body and what have you. And we try to offer that to Krishna. Govardhan also offers other beverages such as honey, mango juice, and gila juice. In one sense, it's the same thing. We're offering the Lord these various items for their pleasure. We may buy them for the market or grow them in the field, but we offer them to Krishna, right? We try to offer the best. Sometimes we offer the worst. The cheapest thing we can get. Right? That's all we can afford, if that's all we've got, so be it. We offer everything to Krishna. But we try to offer the best that we can. We want to offer everything. But certainly we should try to offer the best. Not that we have the best and we offer Krishna the worst. Or the least. We try to offer the best to Krishna. Prabhupada mentioned this again and again and again. Even when it came to, let's say, opulences of various kinds. Materialistic people cannot appreciate or understand these things. Even we, as aspiring devotees, sometimes cannot. Why the best, car, the best of everything, facilities, why you are supposed to be monks, you're living in a palace, it's this intellectual province. We have 100 palaces all over the world, referring to his temples, and people are envious. They are sometimes very envious. They see us living in a Fisher Mansion, for instance, in Detroit. Many people became envious in LA. Temple there. Thank you. Not so much nowadays. Times have changed, what have you. But initially they were quite envious. We'll see devotees driving. What type of car is your Food for Life car? Food for Life fan, was it?
Hino.
Hino? Hino.
Yes.
When they see you driving your Hino, people become very envious, right?
Not really.
Driving around this opulent van. One of the richest people in the Philippines have such vehicles. Isn't it? I don't know if anyone become envious of that. But sometimes they do, Those are driving in big cars, whatever. Eating opulently. But the best of everything should be offered to Krishna. It's not that we are driving. We're on behalf of Krishna. This car is Krishna's, used in Krishna's service. Thus the grass is used for feeding transcendental herbs. Govardhan also has grass that is fragrant, soft, and conducive to the strong growth of cows and increased production of milk. All this is for the pleasure of Krishna. So the cows can give the best milk for Krishna's pleasure. Now we don't see that. Hardly there's any grass on Govardhan. No, you see it. Rocks and thorns, a little bit of grass, but very dry grass. Now it doesn't sound very opulent, to say the least, compared to, let's say, hills even here in the Philippines. Especially you go to countries in the west, some parts of the west, the grass is so opulent. It's like very dark green, and greener than this carpet. Right? You've seen maybe. Sometimes they have perhaps some grass here in the mountain areas like that. Very succulent. The milk, for instance, when we go to Cornwall in England, the milk that comes out of the cows, because the grass is so succulent, so opulent. The milk is solid. You can eat the milk. It's cream. It comes out like almost cream, solid cream. So rich. You can eat it with a spoon. Cornish clotted cream. It's like so incredible. Rich. The grass is so rich. Whatever grass is, whatever it's called, I'm not a biologist, but whatever it is, it's very rich. So one can imagine when Mother Yasoda wanted to make the milk sweets for Krishna, because Krishna was stealing the sweets from next door neighbors. So she thought maybe it's because, he's not satisfied with the sweets that her thousands of nurses were making for Krishna. So I will make the sweets. So she chose of all her herd of 900,000 of the 100 best cows and fed them the best grass from Govardhan Hill with the richest milk that exists. And she made the milk sweets herself from that milk. Everything was for the pleasure of Krishna. Every devotee means one who is only thinking of the pleasure of Krishna. We can look at it like that. So it's a very big subject matter. We won't go down anymore, particularly. But let's see. Suyavasa indicates durva grass used to make the religious offerings of Arghya. Thus this grass, you missed the line, so I'm going backwards. Thus this grass is used for feeding the transcendental herds. Also, not just to make milk feast, but Krishna loves the cows so much, he wants to see they get the best of the best. The best grass, the best everything. Of course we don't generally eat grass, and we don't smoke it either. But, as I mentioned the other day, one of the devotees on Harinam Sankirtan in Kalaokan had a t-shirt on, I love grass. Right on the Harinam Sankirtan. They become a cow in the next lifetime. But the other type of grass, the ones that, for us, if you say, breakfast is ready, I've got the best grass that you can get for breakfast. Here you go. How would you feel? You wouldn't be very satisfied, would you? Blade of grass. Even if you fry it, you probably still won't be satisfied. Right? You can imagine. And if you give a cow, they might eat it, but, noodles and pasta and fried pakoras and things. They might eat it, but it's not the same, Not very attractive for a cow. No, they want succulent grass. So, bring pleasure. Krishna likes to bring pleasure to everyone, and we should like to bring pleasure to Krishna. So you give that, according to that person's conditioning, you give what pleases them. So ultimately, Govardhan is here, according to its position. It's not cooking gulab jamans, it's not cooking sweet rice and kheer. It's offering the most wonderful things according to its position. all the ingredients actually for all of these preparations. In one sense, Govardhan Hill is providing the means for these ingredients to be produced. Right? Many other things too, some of them are not mentioned here. Let's carry on. Kundara refers to the caves where Krishna, Balaram and their friends play, sit and lie down. These caves give pleasure when the weather is too hot or too cold. The caves have this, of course, in this material world they may not quite fit the let's say, the position of what was mentioned here. But in principle, yes, they give shelter. They generally are warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, even now, generally. They're natural shelters. Occasionally people don't go into the caves for living so much nowadays for whatever reason. Not so comfortable, you could say. Some people live in caves. They used to call them cavemen. Were you a caveman, Ekanath Prabhu? Did you live in caves?
Maybe last night.
Is it not this lifetime?
Not this night.
Back to Saber, were you a caveman?
Same response, you know right?
Huh?
Same response, maybe in the best way.
Same in maybe in the last lifetime. Did people live in caves in this country? You were a caveman?
No, my god brother in Africa, he lives in caves.
He does or did?
He still does.
Still does. Where? South Africa?
Cape Town.
Oh, in Cape Town. He lives in a cave.
There's caves there, yeah.
All right.
He lives there.
He lives in a cave. So there's still some people who are living in caves. He's a caveman. Not so much. Maybe for fun, sometimes people stay in a cave. They go on holiday to the beach or something. There's a cave. They stay overnight in the cave. People like caves in a sense. They're mysterious. We have a cave at New Mayapur. There's a cave. Yeah, there's a few caves around New Mayapur. Kind of mysterious things. Even the Krishna, Balaram and the Cowboys, they can be quite mysterious, not just for pleasure, but for mystery also. Dark, deep, intriguing, huh? Where are they going? They can be dangerous also. Anyway, Govardhan provides them all. But they're not like mundane caves exactly. I mean, there's something in common. But they're, full of wonderful jewels and all kinds of decoration. They're not like black, dirty, dungy, scary. No, if they want to be scared, then Govardhan will provide some scary parts too. If they want to have the excitement of being scared. That's also there. Everything's in the spiritual world. Otherwise it won't exist in this world. Fear is also there, but that fear is blissful. We can't perhaps relate to blissful fear. Krishna's fear of Radharani not coming back. Krishna not coming back and Radharani is there. So maybe when they go into the deep dark caves, maybe they feel a fear, or entering into some Taliban forest or whatever it may be. Something's there. So the caves give pleasure when the weather is too hot, too cold. I mean, in the material world, it's a relief more than a pleasure. When it's too hot, you're suffering. You want relief, doesn't it? Sometimes it's hard in this country to sleep. One of the reasons is it's too hot. And you can't get the right balance. We're staying in a hotel night before last night. Too cold, the aircon, too hot without it, no windows, too cold if you don't put the blanket on, too hot if you put it on. Huh? No, you don't know what to do, it's like stuck in between. You can't get one or the other, Put the fan on and it's too windy, you can't take it. In the material world, you're always adjusting, constantly adjusting to try to get comfort. There's no comfort, no matter what you do. It's not really pleasure, it's just trying to avoid an uncomfortable situation. And if you find something which seems pleasurable, you think that, which is, what a relief. You think that's pleasure, It's not real pleasure. It's not like that in the spiritual world. Everything is full of pleasure. Cold, hot, even the snow crowd said the snow in the spiritual world is ecstatic. They have snow. Can't imagine. But it's blissful snow. It's cold, it's blissful cold. It's fulfilling the desires. When it's freezing cold, we have to work so hard to survive. Totally unnatural. There's a city in Russia somewhere, I think it's minus 60 degrees centigrade people are living in. You can't imagine what. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. A special thing to breathe. They breathe it. It freezes. Haribol. Wow. Hare Krishna. The air is so cold, it literally freezes, If any snot coming out the nose, it immediately turns to ice. Totally inhabitable. And people are living there. What? I can't remember, some mine or something. They're mining some valuable thing. But it's really not meant for humans to live. The caves give pleasure. Govardhan also features soft roots for eating, jewels for ornamenting the body. Yes, there are jewels in the spiritual world. Many of them are, at least to some degree, are found nowadays also. White diamonds, people. Why they have value? What is it? Of course, they use sometimes for special scientific reasons also. But in principle, what's the point of a diamond? What's it mean? Why so much attention? What value is given? It was a relative thing, exchange, money, and so on. It's used, but otherwise, why? Why is it given? Why are jewels given so much value? Why is gold given so much value? Why gold? What's special about it? It does. It has some potency. It's not just a metal. Everything has some potency. Gold definitely does. It's got, even in the spiritual world, gold is held as an opulence. Krishna's palaces made of gold, diamonds, jewels, pearls, marble, even marble amongst stones. I'm not talking about valuable stones particularly here, but in general building stones, marble is considered to be opulent. If you have a house made of marble, it's considered very opulent. Granite, they're considered very opulent. Why? Because that's there in the spiritual world also. Govardhan provides flat places for sitting, and lamps and mirrors in the form of smooth stone. They reflect the light. They even give off light. Jewels in the spiritual world are not dead in the sense that they are in this world. You don't, and they reflect light in this world for sure. I don't know if there's any jewels that are self-effulgent in this world, are they? No? I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. But in the spiritual world, if need be, they give off light. They're not just lifeless. The jewels, the stones, everything is life, everything's alive in the spiritual world. It's alive. In this world, a living entity can utilize it and bring out qualities and so on from that mineral or that item. But in and of itself, it's just dead. Does nothing. Maybe interacts with other similar, let's say, matter and forms in different ways as material nature works, things like that, to form different materials or create different soils and so on and so forth, different colors, different fragrances. But in and of itself, it's not able to do that. It's the workings of the material energy or other living entities within material energy that cause the, whatever it is, the effect. Provides mirrors in the form of smooth stones, glistening water, and other natural substances. You know when you go to a waterfall sometimes? When we arrived, or maybe leaving Cebu yesterday, there were lots of pictures of waterfalls. Now they're attractive, right? People like, which is more attractive? The dirty, murky water of the passing river, or the beautiful, clear water of a nice waterfall? You know, the pond at the bottom of the waterfall. Which is more attractive? Usually it's like that. It has a natural attraction, doesn't it? When you see dirty water with garbage floating in it, and it smells bad, is it attractive? Not really, is it? Maybe some living entities are attracted to that. A lot of people live on the bank of this type of water. Certain persons, for them it seems to be of some kind of, maybe they have no choice, I don't know. But some people choose to live in these places, for whatever reason. Some kind of, for some animals, but especially those in the mode of goodness. Imagine those in transcendence. Those in the mode of goodness like to live in beautiful lakes. Even those who are not there. My brother, I wouldn't say he was in the mode of goodness, but my brother lives on a beautiful lake in England. Got a boathouse on the lake. He's got his boat, is on there on his boathouse, living they're not doing anything, just living there, fishing, going out on his boat, relaxing. Not going to last much longer. He's 80 years old. I don't even know if he's still there. I haven't heard for a few years. I did actually he message last year. Yes, it is. The people think it's just like, especially in the winter it's damn cold. You can't do much. Not like this. It's not like it becomes unlivable and everyone has to leave Vrindavan in the winter or something. It's every moment is ever increasing bliss. And what it appears from a mundane eye. Just like even now, you would have been Vrindavan. From a material eye, Vaishki Shore, what does it look like? From a material eye. You were there.
Something.
Material eye, not devotee eye, material eye.
Yeah, sometimes some places dirty.
Dirty place, dusty, noisy, flat, crowded. What else?
That's a monkeys.
Smelly, annoying, the monkeys.
Monkeys steal your glasses and phones.
Those pesky monkeys. Beggars, thorn bushes.
People worship the cow
Huh?
skull.
Horns, everyone blowing their horn, driving like crazy. What else?
Locals worship the cow stool.
Cow stool
Worship
everywhere. What else? Hot. Sometimes it's so hot it's unbearable. Mosquitoes sometimes. Dusty. Right? Everything's, let's say, doesn't work. You go in and place the tap, doesn't work electric. You get electric shock when you put your heater on the water, you put it in there. Short circuiting. Doesn't sound materially very attractive. Broken buildings, garbage, hogs. Don't see so many now. Walking down the street and there's a hog in the drain, it comes out, oh, it shakes it all over you, get sprayed with hog, water the hog, snarling dogs, cows and bulls everywhere, not flying sometimes. Now they've cleaned up the Jamuna, but previously the Jamuna was like, many of us would not swim in the Jamuna. So externally it looks so contaminated. It doesn't look like the spiritual world, or at least a mundane vision of the spiritual world, does it? Materialists try to create an imitation of this, don't they? They try to imitate the spiritual world. You don't see. Now a little bit in Vrindavan they're also doing, but not really very much. But for a pure devotee, he sees what we don't see. It's like Prabhupada when he took his first disciple, Janananda, to Vrindavan, 1967. And he was saying, Prabhupada, why is it also, you have this kind of dream picture, You're kind of like excited. You can't kind of relate to it very easily sometimes without deeper understanding. He said to Prabhupada, why is it so dirty here? Why is everything so dirty? I was looking at pictures the other day of Vrindavan when I first went there, 75, 76. It's amazing when you look at it. The Parikramā path, the whole path was there was not a single road, it was just a dusty track. And there was like the whole picture that going all the way along past Padamai, type of picture, like half a kilometre. There was only about 5 people on the Parikramā path. A couple of cows, and about 5 people. There was water all the way along. Maybe the rainy season. Grass everywhere. And dusty, sandy track. A bit different now. A bit different. Hard road, rough road, lorries, buses, motorbikes going 100 kilometers an hour. Thousands of people pushing and shoving. Right? So, honk, 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 honk. We're so quiet. When you walk to the Krishna Balaram Mandir, we were staying in an ashram called the Fogo Ashram. Walk in the morning, you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. Occasionally you could hear a peacock. Or what do you call it? Singing? I don't know what you call it. We can imitate a peacock. Yeah, very good. Peacock imitation. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, she must have been a peacock in your lap. I was a pig in my last life. I can grunt very nice. Or maybe a dog who can bark one or two as well. Yeah, you occasionally hear that. No cars at all. You wouldn't see a car. Well, speaking of a bus, maybe 9:30, the first car would manifest a taxi from somewhere. Nobody had a car, only taxis. Only bicycle rickshaws. No motorized ones. Materially a different world. Can't imagine. So quiet. Even the clothes we swam in. Everything was quite relatively clean in one sense, although broken down. But still, from an American point of view, it looked dusty and dirty. And why is it so dirty? Prabhupada said, because your heart is so dirty. You are seeing it dirty because of your dirty heart. We cannot see. We go to Radhakund, what do we see? And we're not going to get into that. That's a whole subject matter. You can read Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj's comments on Radhakund and what it means to bathe in Radhakund. We have no eligibility whatsoever. No. The first thing is you have to have 0 sex desire. That's the first. Anyone with an iota of sex desire is not eligible to bathe in the Kund. Any material desire, you're not eligible to bathe. By the mercy of the pure devotees, we're able to get that association. And it depends how we relate to the Dhamma, how we relate to the Kund, how we relate to Govardhan. The same thing in a neutral stage of devotional service, how we relate to Krishna's pastimes, whether we're averse or whether we're affectionate towards it in the right way. With affectionate means with no desire to enjoy it at all for myself. If we're thinking, I can enjoy here, this is for my pleasure, we're not following. Quite a tall order. The whole process is to prepare us to become eligible to enter into the spiritual world. Eligible to actually reside in Buddha. Eligible to bathe in Radha. Eligible to associate with the resonance of the Dhamma. It's not a geographical thing. Oh, I lived in the village in Vrindavan. Yeah, hopefully it's purifying us. Hopefully. Depending on how we look at it. If we look at the Dham as a place where I can, they've got really nice accommodation now in Vrindavan. Better than what I've got here. You go to MBT or some other similar ashram. Oh, it's like Janananda program. When he goes there, you don't believe. He stays in these 5-star hotel. This is what he's doing, right? When you go there, you stay in a 5-star hotel, right? He's eating all the most opulent food in Vrindavan. No, he stays with. You stay with the British buses right there in Govinda Kund. Right, they were meeting very simply. Nice. It gives us you get a little glimpse when you live like that. It's not that we're on that level, but we get a little glimpse. And that little glimpse is very, like a magnet, it attracts everything. Attract you. Let go of, the demands of the senses. Stop complaining. Stop dreaming of the Western world, whatever you want to call it. Stop dreaming of pizzas and pasta. Accept what Krishna gives. Stay whatever he provides. We may not be on that level, but to some degree. And, if our attitude is right, the Dhamma may reveal itself. To the degree we were surrendered. We're not there to adjust the Dhamma to our liking. There's a degree of that in the sense to attract people, as we try to keep it clean, of course. That's part of the devotional process anyway, cleaning. Tidy things up, repair things. Part of the also part of the process, Prabhupada very much wanted us to repair things, to make things nice. He wanted to have nice facilities in the Dhamma, to attract Westerns, mainly. Prabhupada created these dhams, let's say embassies which we could go to. For the Westerners, not for everyone, of course, but specifically for Westerners. They would come there and get, with the right association, right teaching, a little understanding what the Dhamma means. What is Govardhan Hill? Mundane people can't even at all appreciate it. They might appreciate the accommodation if it's good. They might appreciate some nice behavior if there is some nice behavior. They might be intrigued by fascinated by the lifestyle, maybe. Taking pictures of the idols, if they're allowed to. They might be attracted by the music. Yeah, I guess people in Manila are attracted by this music. Now there's another thing, you go to Vrindavan now, which never wasn't there in 76. So loud, isn't it? The music people play. And it's not even devotional half the time. Some loud popular music blasting out across the road from some video shop or whatever it is. Incredible. You can get every type of food from all over the world now practically, isn't it, in Vrindavan? Shop selling this, shop selling that. Temples are so crowded you can't get in. I was looking at pictures the other day of Radha back there. Temple. Nobody there. Empty. There's one or two worshippers. Now you can hardly get in. Radha, what to speak of the Bunker Bihari Mandir. So crowded. Yeah, actually, the Bunker Bihari temple has always been the most crowded. Huh? It never used to be so crowded. It's not nothing like. Mostly the Radharaman is that pilgrims going around the various temples, regular servants there, strict Gaudiya Vaishnavas over in the line of Gopal. It's not like the Bunker Bihari people come from all over Rajasthan, all over Haryana, Gujarat, everywhere. We go to Gujarat, particularly. Visit the Bunker Bihari temple. You're back. Can't stay long. It's like Krishna Bharan is also very busy. Now we have the Prem Mandir, it's also very busy. That's different. That's more of a tourist attraction. Tourists are coming by the busloads to Vrindavan. There's not so many Western tourists, although it's also there, but mostly Indian tourists. From Delhi and here and there. And the whole idea of Prabhupada's desire was, we are going to show them a little glimpse of that spiritual world. If the devotees come, they get a glimpse of the spiritual world. As was mentioned yesterday, one devotee in the beginning, Prabhu, so in the beginning you get this kind of taste, and then it's so you get that little taste. That's the idea. Not the taste of the pizza. When you say, what do you remember about Vrindavan? Oh, they serve really good pizza in the MVT. That's not the taste you're supposed to get. The taste. That taste is Dhamma, a taste can be, let's say, the devotion. Like we hear at Govardhan Hill, Haridasavaya, the greatest devotee, the selfless devotion, the dedication, the non-enviousness, whatever we can perceive with our limited capacity and understanding. But something which is, going to spur us on in our spiritual lives. Not you go there and start gossiping, finding faults. Go there to find a partner. Some people maybe that wasn't our original intention, but sometimes it becomes our agenda. Go there to play tennis. I see the boys playing tennis.
It's a euphemism, or you mean they're really playing tennis?
Yes, really.
Oh, it's not a euphemism.
Pardon?
It's not a euphemism.
No, they're actually playing.
Oh.
They've got a golf course now if you like golf. That's not what we go there for. Why do you go to Vrindavan?
Experience the divine.
Pardon?
Experience the divine.
Spiritual?
Yeah.
Experience the divine.
Experience the divine.
It should be. Prabhupada actually wanted, obviously everyone different, and there's so many different levels of devotional service. He wanted the devotees to follow in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis. You can't imitate, but that spirit of renunciation. Obviously not the real renunciation that they manifest, Maharaja-January Goswami, is another level. But the principle given by the acharyas that we should follow. An example. That's the taste. Why parikrama is very, very wonderful. Nowadays parikrama may not be quite so austere, and pretty austere. In the early time of the parikrama started, not talking of going and coming every day, but walking around Braj. Everyone's sick. Pretty austere. No proper food, no proper accommodation, walking hot, barefoot, no question of sandals, nothing. Red hot sand. Pretty austere. We're not saying you should do that, by the way, but it was quite austere. I found that one of the effects of going on parikramas and chanting at the same time, it really is, it's almost like the price to enter into the Dham for those who are still on the bodily platform. This is one of the, purifications, realizations. You go on the parikrama now, 800 devotees. By the time you get to the spot, everyone else has left it. There's a temple you're going, like a huge queue hanging out there behind everyone. They come, temple, they're all in and boom boom, and they're out and you're at the back. What's this? Where are we? What's going on here? What's next? Of course, now they made it easier. They've done them around Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, they have smaller parikramas, and they kind of make it facilities so everyone can be a part of it, which is good in a sense. When we enter the Dham, we have to hear from those who are in the Dham, or those who are closer to the Dham, so that we can begin to appreciate and understand what's really going on here, what's really happening. Not some, pundit telling you some stories and asking for 200, 500, 1,000 pesos, rupees. Right? Tell you any story that sounds interesting, not necessarily authentic. You have to hear from the real Dhammapasts what's going on. You don't generally meet them. Just like we don't really appreciate or enter into the Dham, we don't really get that association. Because our heart is different, so we get reciprocal. Krishna reciprocates according to our surrender. We have to hear from him. And if we don't, then we chant the holy names constantly. Chant, and read and hear from the pure devotees of the world. That's a wonderful thing to do. You go to the Dham, you take the Krishna book, you can read all the stories about this, that, and the other. It's also nice. But in one sense, the nicest thing is to chant and try to understand how we should reciprocate with the Dham from our position, and read Krishna book or read Bhagavatam when we're there. It's the system which we were doing Prabhupada's time. That's what we didn't know anything. You could go on and on. This is such an unending subject matter, and time is passing. We've got to finish now. I wanted to read some of the statements of Raghunath Das Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so I've got the computer, but it's no time. Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. So, Hare Krishna. And it is, even though we may have all these limitations and shortcomings and disqualifications, it's still an incredible experience which remains indelible in the heart when one is fortunate enough to go, from our position at least, to Govardhan, to circumambulate Govardhan Hill, take darshan of Radhakund and Shyamakund, isn't it? And Manasi Ganga, Haridev, Govinda Kund, all the various kunds which are, by their mercy, manifesting to some degree, even in our vision, still there, the tip of an iceberg. But nonetheless, it's a tip of an iceberg. We're not eligible to enter into the whole. But at least that tip is giving its mercy. Little hand coming. Take hold of it, be respectful. Don't take it like a holiday resort or a swimming pool. Drops of transcendental mercy. Show all respect. Even whether what level they're on, the other personalities, the other entities who may be living there or visiting there, show respect. No place for criticizing. No place for judgment in that sense. We can see our own hearts and see how dirty we are. Pray there for the mercy of the Dham, the mercy of the Dhambatis, the mercy of the various entities that are there, the deities, everything, for their mercy that we can become eligible to actually serve the Dham. Which means being there for the pleasure of Krishna. Dham is Krishna's abode, where everything is perfectly adjusted for the pleasure of Krishna. The residence, everything, the hills, the trees, the rivers, the dust, everything is perfectly compatible for the pleasure of Krishna. And that's what this movement's for. This is Sankirtan. Not just an activity, it's to actually facilitate the pleasure of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam. Gaur Premanandi. Just for information, I watched the Live Forgive campaign last night by Sheshika Prabhu, the first session. The first session was dealing with Australia, New Zealand, that side of the world. And it did give the total results. And I didn't give enough time to study it all. But the team, world team, ISKCON, world team, distributed 6.7 million Bhagavad Gitas during the campaign, which is almost twice as much as the target, almost. Unfortunately, I think, but they recognized they got the scores from the Philippines, but it wasn't on the map. When they put the map up, there was 0 in the Philippines. Very disappointed.
They didn't update.
Huh? They didn't update it. No, it's because they probably made the map before, a few days before. But they may have included in the total score. They didn't give like a list, they just gave a map with a total for Asia, a total for Africa, like that. So Philippines, during the Live Forgive campaign, did about 390 or something altogether. Bhagavad Gitas. India did, out of that 6.7 million, did 6.2 million.
Wow.
Everywhere else did 470,000. The whole world, 470,000 Gitas, and India was 6.2 million.
Wow.
Incredible. The books going out in India is almost inconceivable. Now, that's what it said. I don't have any further confirmation of that. But I guess there's another one up now. The second one's probably taking place by now, which will include, that won't include it, that'll be Europe and America in details. In France, we did about nearly 9,000 liters. Very small compared to. We were second in Europe. Only Italy did more. Only just us. And but we don't count England. They did a lot more. thousands of devotees. But next year, we're going to have accurate recording, for one thing, right? Accurate recording. We're going to have more books, right? Yeah. More books, accurate recording, and more devotees distributing more books. Right? Right? Back to Seva, right?
Right, you're right.
In most places, the secret is many devotees distributing. Not just 2 or 3 doing it all. But everybody, every single devotee. I don't know how many devotees there are in ISKCON Philippines. Hundreds. Including all those living here, there, and everywhere. Right? Young and old, new and whatever they are. Old devotees, new devotees, men devotees, women devotees, children devotees. Many of the books in many places I go, have said the speciality this year was the children. The children were going out just doing tons of books. They may be giving away, I don't know what they do. Just doing books. Kids. Super kids. And some of them said, in France we have quite a few older devotees going out, even amongst the top book distributors. And they're all different things. But many devotees, like hundreds of devotees. Sometimes I think it said 400 devotees who took part in the marathon distributing books. That's the secret. You get everybody doing something. Janananda Prabhu, if he's here next year, we'll do some Bhagavad Gita's. If you're here. Not living in your cave in Govardhan. Yeah, even the Pujari. I mean, it used to be the Pujari would be the top book distributor. In Bombay, at least. It would be the world's top book distributor. Head Pujari in Bombay. They would simply sit next to the donation box all day long, thousands of people queuing up to give donations, and every time you give a donation, they give a new book.
That's a good trick.
Yeah. Different ways. Small, depending on how much they give, a big book, a small book, medium book. If you can see what they're doing. You don't get so many people coming here giving donations. It's different ways of thinking how to distribute more of Srimad Bhagavatam books.
I have a question about there's this temple that's on top of Govardhan Hill.
Yeah. Gopal.
Yeah, and usually all Vaishnavas have 2 conceptions of Govardhan Hill, either Haridas or Haridev.
Yeah.
In either case, Govardhan Hill should be respected and should not be trampled on, stepped upon. That's my understanding.
Well, that's the Gaudiya Vaishnava. Those devotees are not in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line. Most of them are Nimbarka Sampradaya. Their followers, well, the deity of Gopal, of course, was taken to Gujarat, Nathdwar, worshipped there. Mostly by the Nimbarka Sampradaya. And followers of a different line, Balabhacharya and others. And they have a different approach. They're supposed to be, they take it maybe a little lightly. Some of the local residents also walk over, go down here with their herds, etc. So in the name of service, sometimes that may happen. So the mood is supposed to be the mood of service to Gopal. It's like Chaitanya serving Govinda. You know the story from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Yeah. Stepped over Lord Chaitanya to serve him. So to serve himself, he would not. He fasted. He stepped over the Lord's body in order to serve the Lord, but he fasted. He wouldn't step back to take prasada. So it depends on, your authority, your spiritual authority. It's like bathing in Radhakund. Spiritual master may tell the disciples, you bathe in it. When we talk about bathing, we mean from our perspective. And others may say, don't. That's just, we're talking about that with chanting japa. Some gurus may say, Manasik japa is the only way. It says in the scriptures, it's 1,000 times more potent. But if the spiritual master says otherwise, it's not. So it's a matter of being, the authority and the situation. The Gaudiya point, Lord Chaitanya did not step on Gaudiya. So we're Gaudiya, which we're trying to be. We follow that mood. But we don't criticize others. Whether it's right or whether it's wrong, we don't criticize. Krishna's like Prabhupada said that with the Vrijvasis. We don't criticize. Even though they may be doing things we don't understand, whether they're real Vrijvasis or whatever, it's not our business to judge. We don't criticize. They may be smoking. We don't criticize. They're chanting Radhi, 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 Radhi. Well, so we don't do that. Prabhupada never did that. Even if they said Jai Radhi, you would say Hare Krishna. We're not qualified. Even in Kirtan, it's not right. And Prabhupada would stop us if you're going on Radhi, Radhi, Radhi. He would stop it immediately. What is this? Didn't tolerate it. We're not qualified for it. Radharani is not just something we enjoy because you like it. That's opposite of Radha Seva. Opposite. It's against. We're following in the footsteps of our line, not someone else's. They may have another relationship. We don't criticize. We don't undermine. But we follow our line. Particularly Srila Prabhupada. We follow his teaching. Introducing all kinds of new songs because they're sung in Vrindavan by different lines or local devotees. It may be perfectly okay, but it's not what we're supposed to do. Not supposed to do. Bear that in mind in the kirtans. You see it on the kirtan mails, no one's doing anything about it. All these things are going on. But the testing point is, would I do this if Srila Prabhupada was sitting in front of me? That's the test. Just think like that. Otherwise, we have no eligibility to enter the Dham. We're not going to the Dham to enjoy. We're not going to the temple to enjoy. We're going to the temple for shame. Oh, that's not even the goal we mentioned yesterday, to change our heart. It's only the preliminary part. To control our senses. Preliminary. We're not going there to look like flamboyant, whatever, showman. I think Krishna is attracted by our hairstyle, our dress, whatever, earrings, etc., etc. Attracted by the heart. Even if those things are there, they may be there. Sometimes that happens. That's not the real thing. It's the heart.
See, also, Pandrit Vijayanidhi, he also dressed very opulently.
Different reasons. Maybe the opposite reason. He wasn't dressed opulently to attract sense enjoyers. But he was there dressed opulently, keeping them away, basically keeping false devotees away. They thought he was no good for nothing. Just not really a devotee at all, so nobody would bother him. That was one reason. But he's the greatest devotee. Lord Chaitanya considered him his own father. Bop, or a Bop, his father. Sometimes they disguise themselves in odd ways. Sometimes the opposite way, like Bamsidas Babaji, for instance. Complete opposite. He looked like a madman. Everyone thought he was a madman. Totally eccentric. We have a few of those around here. Not quite that eccentric. On the other side, just dressing very opulently or something, to think this way, I will be very humble because people will think I'm not a devotee and so on and so forth. We're not on that level either. Everything was, ultimately, they act according to the will of the Lord. What their part is in the Lord's plan. We have our own plan. We act according to our own plan many times. our own likes and dislikes. Incredible story there. Well, I think that was the most exciting drama we ever took part in with the Punjabi Vijayanese. That was quite an experience. I've been done it once. It was quite an experience. New Zealand, Auckland. Hare Krishna. You ready? You ready to go?
Yes.
He's having second thoughts now, I can see that. Actually, by staying in Manila and staying here and serving Radha Madhava in the temple, or out of the temple, but serving their desire is the eligibility. Wherever we are, in Manila, preaching here, distilling books, going on Harinam, distilling prasad, cleaning their temple, tolerating the inconveniences, putting aside I want, I don't like. Everyone in the universe will have this mentality. Everyone. Occasionally, even Lord Brahma. Occasionally, even the demigods, sometimes more than others. But everyone's got it. That's why we're in this world. Yeah, the ability to go to the spiritual world is to change the attitude, not change the place. Change an attitude. It's a big demand, isn't it? But at least we try to do on the surface to dedicate ourselves to Prabhupada's mission. And this is as good a place as any in the universe. It may not look like it, but it is. You go to Vrindavan, you may also say the same thing. Dirty, crowded, cockroaches, rats, I don't know what else. What are things you've got going on here? Mosquitoes, no proper hub. I mean, everything should try to be improved, no doubt about that. But even from the relative point of view, still, depending on our attitude, it's ideal in one sense. It's what we've done. Krishna knows. We try to improve it. For the devotees, not just for Krishna. Krishna wants to see his devotees also, even at our stage, at least being basically comfortable and basically treated nicely. Relationship, all these things are part of it. But from our own personal point of view, it's as good as anywhere to become eligible to go back to God. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Gaura Premananda. Well, at least you said prasadam. You didn't say eating ki jai. Filling my stomach ki jai. The food I like to eat ki jai. I hope there's pasta for breakfast. And fried pakoras. What else they like? Pizza. I don't see any pizza here. Mahendra's brother's good with pizza, isn't he?
Mandapa, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mandapa. He's good.
Pitambara is also good.
Is he?
Yeah.
I should have called him Pete Sambar. Pete Sambar. Pete Sambar. We have a few bars here. There's another bar over here. Fish Bar.